My hair is a mess. I apologize. Weeks worth of craziness. Okay, let's go ahead and start this little portion here. I have the two lovebirds. Little lovebirds. Yeah, let's go ahead and start this out. We left off last time when God first spoke to Moses at the burning bush. So he is continuing his conversation with Moses, and we are learning we're coming to know what his plan is, what God's plan is with bringing the Israelites, the Israelites out of Egypt, right? So let's go ahead and start with a little quote here. It says, "Letters of thanks, letters from thanks, letters of joy from girl and boy, receipted bills and invitations to inspect new stock or visit relations, and applications for situations, and timid lovers' declarations, and gossip from all the nations." This is part 3 of that. We were reading the midnight train, the mail steam train from Adin. This is part 3, and it just draws really well to the moment and to the time, because it's the season, right? The season for postage, the season for gifts being sent and received, bills, right? Keeping up with invitations, relations, applications for situations, just everything about that is yes, exactly. So this is the season. Speaking of invitations and situations, we are about to get into the first situation here. It's really where God not exposes himself, but really introduces himself as a God of power and might, because he is about to perform a multitude of insane signs to let everyone know who is in charge and who is in control. Piggybacking off of what I spoke of last in my video, is yes, God is the one. He is the one to be concerned about right now. But yeah, so he's continuing to talk to Moses. Moses is feeling timid. Moses is not the best speaker. He's not very eloquent. He's not very persuasive. So for him to go ahead and take control over these Egyptian kings, right, is a very much a daunting task for him, even in his age. He's a bit older at this time. But yes, it's quite a concern for Moses, but God is like, listen, I am behind you, I am within you, just do what I'm saying to do. Let's go ahead and get into this little short snippet here, reading about the next steps of Moses. And then the Lord said, so he's teaching Moses at this time how to perform the signs, the small signs, the introductory signs. Then the Lord said, "Put your hand inside your cloak." So Moses put his hand into his cloak, and when he took it out, the skin was leprous. It had become white as snow. "Now put it back into your cloak," he said. So Moses put his hand back into his cloak, and when he took it out, it was restored, like the rest of his flesh. "But take this staff in your hand, so you can perform signs with it." So again, he's showing Moses these things, what to show the Pharaoh, right? He's saying, the staff will do all of these things, you're going to do these small signs, but Moses is still very nervous. He's like, I don't know about this. So Lord is commanding Aaron to go with Moses at this time. So he's summoning now Aaron and Moses to go together. The Lord said to Aaron, "Go into the wilderness to meet Moses." So he met Moses at the mountain of God and kissed him. And yes, I apologize for not realizing this, but Moses and Aaron, I know they're related, right? They're either brothers or cousins, but let me take a closer look here. Brother of Moses. Okay, so yes, he's his brother. I think he's his older brother. I guess we'll learn that in just a few, but let's go ahead and continue. That same day, Pharaoh gave the order to the slave drivers and overseers in charge of his people. "You are no longer to supply the people with straw for making bricks. Let them go and gather their own straw." Thought I was going to sneeze, excuse me. Pharaoh said, "Lazy, that's what you are, lazy. That's why you keep saying, 'Let us go sacrifice to the Lord.' Now get to work. You will not be given any straw, yet you must produce your full quota of bricks. So Pharaoh just had a absurd, ridiculous new law that's like, you're supposed to keep your same quota of bricks, yet the straw will no longer be provided. You have to go and search and hunt and gather your own straw to make the bricks, and you are expected to do the same amount of bricks, which is absolutely outrageous. The worst overseer ever and the worst Pharaoh ever. And this is even after the old one died, so this one is even worse. And then basically God is saying again, therefore say to the Israelites, I am the Lord, and I will bring you out from under the yoke of the Egyptians. I will free you from being slaves to them, and I will redeem you with an outstretched arm and with mighty acts of judgment. I will take you as my own people, and I will be your God. Then you will know that I am the Lord your God, who has brought you out from under the yoke of the Egyptians. So he's saying these kind words to the Israelites, saying, basically, I got your back, it's fine. And he says something interesting here, I will take you as my own people, and I will be your God. So it's almost like he's using terms of like adopting, right? They're not actually his people, but he's taking him as his own people. So it is interesting to hear that phrase, mostly because this is kind of an out of context clue, but mostly because the Egyptians were generally regarded as like the sons of God or the people of God because they were so high up. They were enlightened, if you will. They were enlightened. They had a lot of modern technologies and modern medicines and modern practices, even some magistical things and kind of mythical things about them that made them seem closer to God. And oftentimes a lot of them were very close and had a very strong relationship with Ra, or God, right? It's really the same, but there will be some disobedient pharaohs and disobedient leaders, as there always is. So that's why they are regarded as not so great, right? In this section of the Bible here. But he's saying to the Israelites, I will take you as my own. I will take you as my own people. You are, equal to them. You are equally my people as the Egyptians are. No one is regarded above the other. Essentially what he's saying. Anyways, he is now listing the Israelites who are in Egypt at this time. The sons of Reuben, the firstborn son, which we know, right? The sons of Simon, we know. Sons of Levi, Gershon, Kohath, and Merari. And the sons of Gershon, Kohath, and Merari. So all of these tribes and groups and families are all in Egypt, basically under slaveship. So we remember Reuben and we remember Simon. And I'm now curious because and Levi, of course, that's Moses' family and Levi's family, but Moses is within the tribe of Levi. So I'm wondering now what the decree was on Reuben and Simon from their father, because he gave them the great blessing, right? the fantastic blessing. Let's see. Judah, Reuben, what does he say about Reuben? It says, Reuben, you are my firstborn, my might, my first sign of strength, excelling in honor, excelling in power, turbulent as the waters. You will no longer excel, for you went up onto your father's bed, onto my couch, and defiled it. Those were his final words to Reuben. But he was Jacob's firstborn, and he was definitely the strong, bulky guy. So it's sad to see that his family is the one treated as slaves, right? And then we have Simon here. Simon and Levi. Okay, those were the two brothers that were violent, right? They were perceived as violent. Their swords are weapons of violence. Jacob said he does not want to be a part of their council or their assembly because they have killed men in anger. So these were the ones known to be violent. And we do know, like, as much as our parents love us, they can say certain things that are true, right? Because they've known us, but then, of course, they're a little bit exaggerated at times. But we do know, from what happened with Moses and how he killed somebody, we know that maybe the Levites have these tendencies, right? So the sons of Simon and the sons of Levi, Gershon, Kohath, and Merari, and their sons are all captured in slavery. Of course, sons, daughters, everybody is kind of inbound together. But to wrap this up for the evening, it was this Aaron and Moses to whom the Lord said, "Bring the Israelites out of Egypt by their divisions." They were the ones who spoke to Pharaoh, king of Egypt, about bringing the Israelites out of Egypt, the same Moses and Aaron. So I thought this was interesting. I don't know why they have to make this distinguish in the Bible. Like, I guess because maybe a lot of time has passed to where God first spoke to them, and then maybe they finally had worked up the courage and the measure to go speak to Pharaoh. And we're going to get into more about what exactly they'll say to Pharaoh and all of this craziness to come, right? But I guess, I don't know why they had to make that distinguishment. Like, they were the same Moses and Aaron that God first spoke to. I'm assuming maybe because some time has passed since their last discussion with the Lord, right? But yes, we're going to get into chapter 7 tomorrow, and that was a quick little reading. These are going to go by much quicker. I'm definitely taking more time to kind of go through everything, but as far as me sitting on here and talking, these should be not too long, Alright, well, peace out, peace and love. Have a good Friday and a good relaxing weekend to everybody, and good night.